mysterious story.
It appears that the majority of people live their whole lives without ever having to dial 911. However, don't be surprised if those three numbers are dialed for you the next time something bad takes place. Number 11. An unknown location hangs up on a 911 operator in Pueblo, Colorado. When she dials the number again, she listens to a faraway voice speak but does not appear to respond. Please tell me if you can decipher what is being said here.
Hello? Hello?
They detect the number and dispatch a police officer to the address, as is standard procedure. This call, it turned out, emerged from inside an abandoned morgue. There is not anyone that has been inside in a long time. This one seems to still be a mystery to this day, with no reasonable explanation. Number 10. When a 911 call comes in Medina, Ohio, police wearing armored vests ran hurriedly to the local hospital. The caller says that an elderly woman is endangering everyone's safety.
She is harassing people, she is striking people, she has machine guns in her hand.
She has a gun?
When the authorities arrive, they discover a waiting room full of shocked patients and staff staring back at them. Despite the fact that they locked the hospital's door and searched it from top to bottom, no one was found. And I am sure that it had been a false alarm. What's odd is the unusual amount of research that went into this prank call. They could provide specific details, such as the name of a specific former employee who they claim was armed. The FBI is now collaborating with local authorities to investigate nationwide, despite the fact that there is not anything that has been solved as of yet. For all we know, the call could have been international, which would give an explanation of how they could mention an employee by name. Number 9. After police received a terrifying 911 emergency call early in the afternoon, a business office is surrounded in Norman, Oklahoma by them.
He turned it on Colette. My office manager. Is she conscious? She's conscious and she's screaming. Okay.
The 911 operator quickly discovers that a courageous civilian has already handled the situation. Investigators are now taking evidence from the gruesome office scene and laying it out piece by piece on a portable table. William Ray Adams is alive and is apprehended. Despite the fact that he confirms planning all of this 3 days ago, claims that when things went wrong, he just would like to make his wife scared at her job.
Started to where he was trying to pull me out the door with him, and my employee pulled the gun away from him.
It appears that this explanation is completely illogical. This was clearly not a practical joke. Perhaps William Ray Adams was attempting to remove his wife and would like it to appear as if it was done by chance. In any case, he has yet to be sentenced as of this writing. Number 8. In La Porte, Texas, a local manufacturing factory calls 911 to announce a big problem. It seems that the 911 call quickly becomes perplexing. At first, the supervisor is unsure whether there has been a chemical leak. After that, even though he does not know exactly what has been leaked, he can determine that the chemical will not pose a threat to the public.
I don't know what kind of chemical it is.
No, ma'am, as soon as I find out, I will let you know. I've got my team trying to determine that right now.
Despite the fact that this seems to be doubtful, I'm actually curious if you believe the supervisor was aware of more about the situation than he was letting on.
Can you tell me, is this any risk to the public? Is it going to be a possible escaping from your premises?
No, ma'am, it is not.
No threat?
No, ma'am.
I believe he could not say anything for legal reasons. Investigators later discovered that a potentially hazardous gas had been leaking for more than 2 hours due to a failed valve switch. At the factory, 4 workers were killed, 2 of whom were brothers. Despite the fact that they could smell the toxic gas in several towns, the chemical company insists that there were not any residents being harmed. Over 4 years later, the investigation is still ongoing with no conclusive results. Number 7. Some Rollsville High School students seem to be not interested in class and make up their minds to make a prank 911 call. As though that wasn't bad enough, they say the absolute worst thing possible.
There's a school shooting. Please come to Roosevelt High School now. There's a school.
It's not long before cops surrounded the small-town North Carolina school and it is placed on full code red lockdown. Soon after, a junior named Kelton Combo is charged with a serious felony that can result in up to 2 years in prison. Despite the fact that I was unable to learn what occurred to him, based on this video, let me know if you believe he truly is worthy of losing 2 years of his life or if some other type of punishment is more appropriate. Number 6. Because these friends are attempting to increase their Periscope view count, they conciliate with their audience that they will soon regret.
I said 20 views and we called the police.
It seems that they reach their objective and immediately call 911.
Cobb County 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Despite the fact that she's attempting to play a trick about her brother, she inadvertently makes it sound like her parents are neglecting her.
He's only 2 and my mama left me.
The 911 operator returns the call 9 times only to be given false information and then hanged up on. I'm predicting that they eventually detected the cell phone signal to an exact address because of this occurrence once after a while.
Oh my.
Come down here now.
It takes her mother the next 3 minutes to yell at everyone and attempting to negotiate with the police. And I don't believe any of them were accused of anything serious, and they should all consider themselves fortunate. Number 5. It appears that Scott Lynch is debating with his neighbor Hal Morris when the 72-year-old man immediately jumps into a tractor and attempts to run him over. The entire incident is filmed by Scott's wife and immediately calls 911 after they run away to the safety of their garage.
And when you say he came after your husband with his tractor, did he chase him down or?
Yeah, he chased him down on his tractor and my husband had to run, yeah.
Despite the fact that Scott is certain that his neighbor has the intention of running him over, I am not so sure. Examine the video one more time and let me know if you believe the tractor was traveling at top speed or not. In any case, it seemed that all accusations against Hal Morris were dropped after he accepted to pay $2,000 and perform 50 hours of community service. I suspect that his neighbor will ever truly forget or forgive him for his actions. Number 4. While armed, a man named John Crawford accidentally hikes around a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio. On the right side of the screen, you can discover him standing in an aisle.
In the store.
Is he got it pulled out?
Yeah, he's like pointing at people.
What does he look like?
With each passing second, the 911 caller becomes more nervous and informs the operator that the situation is deteriorating.
I don't know what he's just like looking around, waving it. He looks like he's just trying to load it.
He's just trying to load it?
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Soon after, a family of 3 walks down the same aisle as John Crawford and begins looking at some for sale animals. This is where the 911 call becomes strange.
My name is Ronald Ritchie. He just pointed at like 2 children.
Okay.
If you watch the video one more time, you'll notice that John never really aims at the children. In reality, the family seems unconcerned about his presence, and I'm uncertain if they even notice him at all. Because one of them lingers a little longer before leaving, I wouldn't say they were in any danger. However, the 911 caller's description of the man and his actions understandably has the cops on edge. When an officer arrives on the scene, he predicts trouble, and a short noisy argument happens. After police thought he was going to begin an assault, the surprised accused person is laid to rest on the spot. As it turns out, John Crawford was simply purchasing an airsoft gun at Walmart on that particular day. Despite the fact that the person who dialed 911 was not arrested, it is now believed that he got upset over nothing. Please tell me if you would have got in touch with the police based on the evidence you saw on this CCTV video. Number 3.
He ripped apart
He ripped what apart? Her face?
everything.
Sandra Herold is calling 911 when her 200-pound pet chimp splits her friend, Charla Nash, apart. Travis, the chimp, had lived his entire life in captivity without incident. However, when Charla Nash showed up for a visit with a new haircut, he didn't realize her and struck. While looking forward to the police, Sandra takes hold of a knife and lunges at her pet. Travis the chimp flees and lays a trap for an officer as soon as he arrives. The chimp takes several close-range rounds SU and makes a quick exit to his home, where he, unfortunately, does not survive. What's even more bizarre is that Travis had given expression to a desire to go out of the house more frequently in order to discover the world around him. It will never be known whether it was this suppressed desire or Charla's haircut that caused her to become angry. Number 2. After 9 armed police officers in Seattle, Washington receive this instant 911 call, they prepare for everything and head to a home residence. They hide themselves on all sides and knock on the door, expecting someone to appear at any moment. Instead, this person responds meekly. She claims to be alone and does not know what is taking place or why anyone would dial 911 in her apartment.
Hello, Seattle Police. Are you else in there with you?
Can you step out for just a second? Is anybody else inside?
They ask her briefly and confirm that she is not in any danger. I still suspect that this is yet another prank in which people notify a false emergency at someone else's address so as to get a police response. This usually takes place in video games over pointless disagreements, and right now that I think about it, whoever called the police seems to have given a screen name at the start. Hear this section one more time and let me know if you are aware of the gamertag they give you.
Yeah, my name's Flaming Bonnet.
Number 1. It seems Joseph Daniel Cooper's BMW breaks down and speeds up when he is driving down the I-95 highway in Florida.
Yes, ma'am. I believe my gas pedal is stuck in my car and I'm on the I-95.
Troopers appear to have no option but to lay special stop sticks in the road. Despite the fact that it's a dangerous selection that could make him flip, it's the only one they have left.
Get out the way!
You're still going 100, even?
Yeah, I'm doing like 95, about 100. Yes, ma'am.
The officer flings the stop sticks out just in time for the vehicle to pass over them. When police eventually drive out of the road, they discover its engine is smoking and speeding up. It is clear that Joseph Cooper was telling the truth after all. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.